a pleasure for me to be here and to be of assistance to those of you who have gathered here today. We are ready for our first question.
First question is from Barbara. How should people prepare for the shift we expect in 2012?
The answer that you seek might be one that could cause some fear to come forward. We ask that you keep an open mind and to take this information and sort it out before you act upon it. The age that you are in, the era that you're in at this particular time, is one of change. It is one of turmoil. It is one of healing. And the earth itself needs to go through a healing process because of what has been done to it through the environment, through the abuse and misuse of the earth. As was stated many times in the last 20 some odd years, the earth is about to go on a rampage. There will be many earth changes that will be taking place, many changes in the earth. There will be land masses that will be sinking under the water. There will be land masses coming out of the water where there is no land right now. There will be earthquakes, there will be volcanoes, there will be as it says in your book of books, that will be war and rumors of war, and that no one can predict exactly when this is going to happen. But we can tell you that you are in the beginning throes of it at this point. We cannot give you a specific date or a specific time according to your calendar of when this will happen and what will happen exactly when. But it is a process of the earth healing itself. During these changes, there will be much disruption within your lives. You have become used to certain luxuries of living that did not exist centuries ago. The power that runs through your houses, that you use to cook, that you use to heat with, you have been very used to living with it, okay? But it is something that might not always be there, because during certain changes within the earth, things can happen to what you term the power grid, and therefore you may be without your electricity. You may be without roads if there are many earthquakes and bridges come down and roads are disrupted. The food that is used that comes through the trucks that go through the land on the roads may be disrupted. It is highly advisable for you to have put away in your homes food and water so that you can have something to keep you alive for a period of time. We would suggest for you to have at least a supply of 6 months of food and water. We are not saying all this again to frighten you, but to help you to prepare yourselves, because there will be many changes, as we have said, and these changes will cause disruptions, and being prepared can be very, very helpful for you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes. The next question is from Mona. How can I know that the answers to my prayers are from God and not from something or some other entity?
We would ask you to review what you consider God. Is God an old man sitting on a throne somewhere, or is it the Spirit? 2,000 years ago, the great teacher, Joshua ben Joseph, that you call Jesus, taught that God is within and that God is Spirit. He actually said that Spirit is God. If you go into the earliest Greek translations, he is saying that Spirit is God. and that spirit is, of course, a noun that is plural. There are many spirits around. There are many spirits that make up God. So therefore, if a spirit is answering your prayer, it is God. It's a piece of God. God is simply a collective force, and at this point it's a collective, because God split himself up into many, many different pieces, and these little pieces became the souls that inhabit the people of the universe. So every person has a piece of the divine within them. They have a piece of God, and therefore if something that you are praying for, and if you really analyze that word, what you are doing is that you're asking for something, and that you are sending that thought wave out into the universe, which is picked up by a spirit person, and if the thought is correct, it gathers energy, and all thought, whether it's negative or positive, goes out into the universe, collects energy, and then returns to the originator of the thought, and brings that energy to that person. So therefore, it is what's known as manifestation. So if you are manifesting things into your life because you have asked them for them, and you ask for them in a positive light, it's going to come back to you magnified, and therefore bringing you what you desire. And this is all part of the laws of the cosmos. So we wish you to think about this, and not be concerned about putting labels on it, but understand that you are working within the natural laws of the universe when you are doing what you say you're doing, is praying and asking for things to happen. So that is how it happens. Do you understand?
Yes. This question is from Ron. What must we do to become one with our spirit, mind, and body?
The way to do that is to do what the great master said 2,000 years ago. Go into your closet of prayer. Learn to meditate. Sit by the closet of prayer. He is referring to your auric field. Sit down and take time to meditate, and to go within. See your auric field, the light around your body, expand around your body as if you're sitting in an egg, a bubble of light, which is in the form of an egg that you're sitting inside of it. Listen to what is happening at that point. Ask your spirit questions and sit and listen for the answers. This is the still small voice that Elijah has heard in the Bible. That didn't just happen for Elijah. It can happen for every human being who takes the time to listen and ask and listen. As Jesus said, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open. This is what he was talking about. Sitting in your auric field and listening to the advice that's coming from within. You might not achieve this success and this communication the very first time. It might take 10 times. It might take 50 times, but eventually you will unlock that door. You have to understand that for most people living on this planet, they have not done this practice in a very, very long time. So therefore, the spirit that's within them is kind of asleep. It's kind of gone dormant. It's not used to being called upon. So when you finally learn this technique and sit down and do it, don't expect there to be a gigantic alarm clock and that all of a sudden the spirit wakes up and jumps up and does what you ask. It takes time for that to happen because it's been ignored for probably most of your life. So therefore, be patient with it and keep practicing it. And as you do this, you will then open the doors of communication between yourself and your spirit. And of course, when you are doing that and you ask for it, you can be connected to other spirit outside of yourself as you sit in that same technique. You simply ask for a spirit from the higher side of life to join you and sit with you as you sit in your closet of prayer, and ask for communication from that spirit too. And this is how all these lines of communication become open. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
The next question is from Carol. Will we be living in duality soon? Will we leave living in duality soon?